What is going on, good people, and welcome to the weekly update. Now, I'm recording this at 7:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday, so the market has been closed for a minute, and it was quite the recovery on a Friday. We sold off pretty hard, especially tech, only to turn around in power hour to go screaming up. Now, being said, that was the last Friday of the month. We got a couple days left. We have the market is closed this coming Friday, so we do have a short week, so that is something to keep in mind. Being said, the volume I think might be a little low because it is a short week. And as far as the bonds have been holding well. Everything essentially has been doing well. The tanker is still stuck, but there is a lot of the way the bonds and everything are moving. There's a lot of bullishness. So being said, even though it has been quite erratic and everything that has been going on, there's still, again, a lot of stimulus, a lot of money circulating in the system. So this week, we want to play it safe. We want to possibly set up for April. Again, I've been talking about April being a big bullish month and the rest of the summer, possibly, even though we do have to keep in mind the bond yields that could come into play on and off. It seems like that news is kind of worn itself out, but it's still something to keep in mind. So first thing I want to share is we're going to go through, like I said, I want to try to incorporate some new things here. So the first thing is we want to go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And we want to go ahead and look. We're going to run through the IPO calendar. I did not see anything on here specifically that has really drawn my interest. Maybe there's something on here that draws your interest. But this is what we got going on for next week. I think the biggest IPOs I'm looking for are Starlink and I'm trying to think. I think it's just Starlink at this point. Roblox has already come out, so I think Starlink is essentially the next one I am looking for. Like I said, Roblox came out, Airbnb came out. Those were some of the biggest ones I was looking for this year, and I think Starlink. Oh, and Stripe is the other one I would like to get at some point. I haven't heard any update on Stripe and when they come out, but you can believe that when they do come out, I'll be letting you know. But being said, so that's what you got for the IPOs this week. Let's see, as far as, again, you have the holiday on Friday. As far as the market this week, let me see here. We got the Amazon union vote on March 30th. And OPEC on the 1st and U.S. payroll on the 2nd. But again, remember on the 2nd, the market will be closed. It should be on Friday, so it's Good Friday. So just be aware of that. Again, a short week. Let me see here. Let me fix this up and then go ahead and bring up the charts. So this week has been pretty interesting. I have QQQ here. Let me go back to SPY. So we've had some craziness in the markets. The market in general, what I didn't really, there's a big disconnect between the index and what was going on today. And that was pretty prevalent today. As you can see, I mean, SPY just rattled around a lot and then had that wicked candle, which I don't even know what pushed up. I mean, there were some major stocks that pushed. I know Apple, Tesla, some of the big tech stocks pushed the last minute into Friday's close. But, that's just maybe it's setting up for next week. We'll have to see how we open up on Sunday night. But ultimately, it really won't matter until Monday morning at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. But being said, again, the bonds pretty stable. I mean, it did sell overnight. So that kind of took a little toll on tech. Tech had held well essentially till about noon. And then it took a nosedive towards the end of the day, and it came down pretty quick. And then again, it turned around and took back off. So, but bonds are doing pretty good for the most part. QQQ again. QQQ actually played this range really well all day. Popped up into it, sold off, and then sold off hardcore back down in the zone, and then popped that last little bit today. And then on Bitcoin news, Bitcoin was actually pushing pretty well today too, so that was good to see. Recovering, it didn't drop below the 50K, so that was good to see. Now Tesla has been wedging. Tesla has this huge wedge. Normally when it has these big wedges, there's going to be a big move coming, and we are days away from a big move, hopefully up. Everything, again, fundamental-wise, is very bullish for the most part, but you never know. Anything can happen at this point. We've seen that each and every day, but ultimately it sold pretty hardcore today. Played some bounces. Did scalp it a little bit here today as well, but then it came down. It looked like it was going to drop, but again, it pulled back in last minute. That last candle held that trend line and then pushed up today back into the wedge. So that was good to see. So that is Tesla. And then as far as Facebook actually is holding the zone very well. It's actually starting to kind of consolidate here, which is a good sign. So if this zone starts holding into next week, you could see another big run out of Facebook again this week. But be mindful, if it does break this, I feel like we could go all the way back down, though I think Facebook is at a good point at the moment. Again, if news does come out, we'll have to see how that plays out. Airbnb sold off pretty hard, actually broke the trend, retested the trend, and started pushing up. I totally missed this one today. I didn't want to take anything into the weekend, so I didn't take any swing positions. Again, still waiting. I have all my commons. I'm still waiting to see what happens with the market in general. Again, I could come on here and try to determine where it's coming from. But again, if anybody actually knew exactly what was going on, they would they'd be multi-millionaire, if not more, right? They had billions of dollars if they could figure it out each and every day. But being said, ultimately, Airbnb looking good for next week. Again, if we hold here going into next week, I think this could be good. We definitely have to see how tech is doing next week. Tech is, again, really wanted to rip, and then we saw a lot of weakness yesterday and today. So that was definitely not a good sign. Apple, again, just back and forth. It's all been chop. We've all seen that. Spot actually pushed hard today. I think Spot has actually found a base. So if, again, tech holds, I think this is a fantastic spot here for Spot to start rallying back. Hopefully it holds here on Monday, come Monday morning. But we'll have to see if that's if it is holding here. It's definitely good for either shares or leaps coming out of here, just in case. I don't think you could do leaps as long as you have some time. I think you'd be okay with Spot. But ultimately, if it dips back below this 257 again, I think Spot would be a fantastic. Ultimately, I think just in that whole space that it is in, it stands alone. And I don't think anything else compares to Spot. But ultimately, yeah, I do like Spot a lot, and ARK does as well. Etsy played off support really well. Again, everything is looking good going into this week. That really bullish move, because we're Q1 is ending, and this is why you're getting all this volatility and everything. This is why Friday has been kind of crazy and unpredictable, no news, and the market's just extremely volatile, is because of this fact. You got Q1 ending, and you got Q2 starting, and then you got earnings following shortly after. So again, there's a lot building up 2 earnings, and so I think we will see that run. We'll start to see that run, plus stuff opening up. I know cruise liners again got pushed back till November, so there won't be any cruise lines going out. There was lockdown scares. There's a lot kind of going on, but ultimately, I think everybody is just trying to get back to some kind of normalcy. Again, so I think value stocks as well as tech. Once tech really starts going, this market is going to go. And tech has had a couple different times at this point where it's really wanted to rip, then been held back, and bond yields have been taking it down. So nonetheless, we'll have to see what we do next week. Disney, another great one. I wanted to actually grab it today again, but not this Friday wasn't one I wanted to hold. Unless you held in the bell. If it dipped in and held in the bell, that's fantastic for you. Again, me, I didn't want to hold anything into the weekend. I want to see what next week brings. Even Monday, I want to kind of go slow, see where we're at, see if we're still holding support. If we are still holding, perhaps dip back into the zone. Then I will definitely look to take longer positions. I've already built up positions, so it's taking additional positions, adding to the positions I already have. My high conviction stocks, because again, I think we got a big continued bull market that is going to happen. Snap looks good again, if it dips, same thing. Looking for Snap. Snap would be another good one. I've always looked for Snap because it is one of those stocks that does snap back fairly quickly when the market does sell off and does recover. So Twilio is another good one. Support right now, it's not really holding. It's kind of in the zone right now, kind of holding support here, but ultimately another great stock to look at, especially in the cloud space. Square, I've definitely been rattling around and holding. We cut another quick recovery one. PLTR, I think, is going to have a big year this year. It has gotten really low the past couple days, but like I've said, this is one of the stocks that has been recovering quickly. That's Nano Dimensions is also one that's been recovering quickly. As soon as you get these crazy sell-offs, it is picked back up really fast. And we saw that after earnings, when it had that sell-off, it had that mad sell-off, and then it pushed up quickly. So being said, it's a great company. It's got great fundamentals. Ultimately, I think it will be big in the renewable space this year. So just be mindful of that, and definitely see it running back very fast. Fastly, again, I've talked about this one. I do like this one, but it's just been going sideways like everything else over the past month. Just trying to get through March, and hopefully we go back to some kind of normalcy. Still in it's definitely been rattling down, smacked that lower low again, then pushing back up. It was strong this morning. This is one of the ones that was quite interesting, even with everything selling off. Was actually very strong. So it's good to see. I think, again, once tech starts rolling, you're just going to get everything pushing up at once. So it's really just finding roadblocks. I had a really bad couple of Wednesday, Thursday, but I had that fast recovery on Thursday, and even today, it didn't even sell off that much and just continued to push. So I think Roblox is definitely going to push high very quickly, very fast. So it's one to keep an eye on. DD, missed this one, although I am already playing So again, go for high conviction. End phase, holding. It's been holding fairly well, but ultimately, as far as like recoveries, I think I don't have any energy plays right now. I was an STPK. I did sell out of that, and I got an NNDM on that last drop down. So that is I think that's a August or September call I have on that one. So I don't have any particular energy plays right now. But it's definitely something I'll look at. Baidu, another crazy drop today, and then a quick recovery today. IQ is the same way. It had a crazy pump this morning and then dropped hard with everything else. Vips was also the same way as well. LKCO. I want this one down at the 75-cent mark is what I'm looking at. NIO holding the zone very well. Actually, if this one stays in here, I don't typically play NIO, but if for whatever reason this one does stay here, I'll be looking to jump into this one for leaps as well. My thing is I think EVs are kind to, again, I talked about this. I think there's a lot of the EVs are going to die off at this point. Unless the new architecture bill and everything that comes out, if they're talking about EVs and everything in that space and getting tax credits and stuff like that, you're going to have Tesla run and they'll get a sympathy play off of that. But ultimately, we have to wait and see where that comes. I haven't heard anything as far as like infrastructure when it comes to that part. Something I do have to look at and see what is coming up. The very good company, holding support, hit support again, holding support again. I think, again, next month is going to be big for the very good food company, Planet 13. I think, again, will recover very well going into this summer. I think, people are out spending money. I've done different videos on this about, people's savings rate. And I think going to Vegas and everything, I think this one is going to get very popular very fast. Especially in Vegas. This is essentially based out of Vegas. They're looking to build out more shops. So I think this will definitely be a good recovery stock. They made it through the pandemic and did very well. So this is only going to fuel Planet 13 in my mind. And Tilray, again, like most things, it's hit support and still good. I mean, to be honest, going into this week, Lemonade's, look at Lemonade. Lemonade's actually well over 100, which is good to see, because as soon as, again, tech starts moving back, Lemonade will definitely start pushing up. Chips shortage, any new chip news come out, again, I think AMD, there's that massive push for the U.S. to start making chips stateside. If that does something comes of that, you definitely see chips will go flying back up. Amazon, again, Amazon's got the meeting vote this week, so you may see some volatility in Amazon this week. Shop had some news about shares, I think, today. That's why we had this big old candle. I didn't grab it. I wanted it under 1,000, but we didn't quite reach it. We did come close and touch, I think, at one point. Yeah, we came really close and touched like 1,004, but Baba had one big recovery this morning and then died off, but it's looking strong again. Pins, e-commerce, again, I don't think e-commerce is going to, they're going to get the sympathy push ultimately, but I think there's going to be other stocks that are going to be better plays in my mind. But if you like them, pick your high conviction stocks. In my mind, again, I'm just some random guy on YouTube, so just documenting my journey and taking you guys along the ride. Walmart's looking strong as well. I haven't bought any of these dips on Walmart. It's been really going sideways. Target's actually been killing it as well today. I had a huge move today, but I missed that move watching Tesla and the others that I typically normally watch. Win, consolidating nicely. Have to see where Win is at next week. Let's see here, CCL. Again, there was that news, and it kind of hit CCL pretty hard, but it seems to be recovering pretty good. Walgreens, it's got nice consolidation. It looks like it's starting to push back up. Walgreens could be good for a nice little play as well. Trying to look, I think all the NFT stocks have really been dying today, to be honest. Actually, Naked had quite a pump today. This morning, I was up on my position. I didn't sell it because I'm looking for this to actually pump a lot higher. It actually looks like it's starting to pump after hours as well. But This is kind of an NFT play in the fashion industry, so it might be something you want to check out. But I am in this position for a longer swing. It's one of the ones, the new commons I picked up just the other day. Essentially trying to get some kind of play on the NFT space. See here, Q Scaler, missed an entry on that one. But that is pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. I think, again, this week, a short week, so play it safe. I think the volume is going to be a little bit low. Beginning of the week, Monday, Tuesday, we might get some moves, some big moves. But aside from that, it will be interesting to see how the rest of the week plays out. So just be mindful, manage your risk, and let's go make that money. So I'll see you guys later.